Hello and welcome back to the Airtime Rush YouTube channel, where today we are carrying on with Adventure Isles on Planet Coaster 2. And we are on episode 12 already. I can't believe we are this far in, and we're actually nearly getting to the end of the actual series. We've technically only got this land to build, a Wild West land and like a medieval German area, and then that's it. We'll be finished. But thank you so much for the support on the channels recently. It's been brilliant. I'm absolutely loving doing this series. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. But we're going to start with making a brand new area now in this episode. So this area, I did put a poll on YouTube if you wanted to see the western area or this jungle area. So this jungle area we're doing is kind of going to be in between the Wild West area and the medieval area. There's going to be quite a few rides in this area actually. So this one that we're just putting in now, this is going to be a multi-launch family coaster which has got like 3 launches. It's a Vekoma. It's I actually got the inspiration for this from Digital Dan, as I said in the last video if you watched that. He built one of these in like a jungle themed area as well, and I've kind of, I wouldn't say I've copied him, I've just put my own spin on it, but I really like the idea of having one of these in the park. So we've gone with that. There's also a river rapids, and there's going to be a dark ride, so a trackless dark ride, a family themed dark ride. Like, I've obviously got the indoor log flume, which is pretty scary in a way, and then we've also got the Medusa's Curse, which is also like a haunted house. So I thought if we have like a trackless dark ride, family-friendly ride, and that's going to be themed to these like tiki statues. It's going to be good fun. There's going to be like songs throughout. It's basically like these statues are up to no good, and you have to try and find them all, and some of them are going to be surfboarding. It's going to be like really fun, really bright, really good. So that's the dark ride. There's going to be 2 flat rides. One of them's going to be a waltzer, and one of them's going to be the jump, I think it's called in this, which is like the big arm that jumps up and down. And there's obviously going to be a big indoor restaurant, and then a few little other food areas as well. And I'm also going to do, towards the end of finishing this area, I want a spinning coaster. So do I go like Spinball Whizzer spinning coaster from Maura, or do I go a max spinner like Cobra's Curse over at Busch Gardens? So I'll let you guys pick which one I go for. Again, I'm not really fussed which one you guys pick. I think they'll both be really good in the area. I think I'm leaning towards one a bit like Sonic. I think it would just fit a lot better. But again, I'll let you guys pick, so comment down below which one I should do. You can see here, I've actually themed up the trains. For some reason, I didn't record it. I thought I did. But yeah, basically, I did get it off the workshop. Someone's built like a Jeep, but then I've kind of added some bits on from myself, so it's more or less my own creation. It's just that the front of it's been copied from the workshop. So they look like little Jeeps. It's a bit like my inspiration was like Indiana Jones for that. And then you're in this like bunker in the mountains, and then yeah, you launch out. And this ride, I've called it Jungle Run, so I have come up with a name for this. Again, I need a name for the rapids, the dark ride, and the flat rides as well, so if you guys can help me out with that. But yeah, I've gone with the station. I want it to be like this bunker, so I've gone with the is it the aquatic theme, with this like metal rusty looking like walls and stuff. I think it looks really, really good. And then I'm gonna like enclose it in like rocks and stuff like that, just to make it look jungly, basically, make it all overgrown and just make it fit in really. So you can see here I'm putting in some pieces that I'm gonna eventually make bigger and copy and paste just around this bit, just to start closing that building in. But honestly, the ending is fantastic for this. I really think it looks fantastic. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Obviously we've got the rapids that run past here. I have been theming up the trough. I've been doing that off camera because it's quite a long process to theme up the trough. Lots of rock works. The roller coaster kind of goes over the whole area. It's really, really cool layout. Again, at the end of the video, you'll see a POV of that ride. But yeah, it's a really, really good layout. I'm really happy with it. I did have, so in the last episode, the multi-dimension coaster we built, the second lift hill on that was a launch originally, and I ended up changing that because I didn't want to have 2 family launches. So I ended up changing that to another lift hill, just so there's not 2 of them, because it would have clashed too much. And we've also got a launch coaster in the Greek area with the surf coaster. That's a launch one. And in the medieval German area as well, I'm going to have a launch coaster a bit like Taran. But anyway, I'm so glad that you guys picked for me to do this jungle area, because as soon as you guys picked this, it got announced from Frontier that they are bringing back the Western theme. Because obviously the Western theme isn't in the game, it's from the original game. And I was a bit like, oh, I don't really want to do the Western theme just yet, because it's gonna, like, it's doable, it's definitely doable. We've got wooden parts in the game that I could have put together and made something, but I kind of just wanted that Western pack, and just the timing is it's just perfect, really. So yeah, they've announced that on the 20th of March, I think that's coming out. So that's perfect, that'll be the next LAN we do. This LAN shouldn't take too long. I'm probably going to say 3 episodes, probably 2 more after this, just to finish it. So in this episode, we've done, obviously, part of the River Rapids. We just got the layout for that. We've got this coaster, and we've put down both of the flat rides. And the restaurant. So in the next episode, I'll probably do the dark ride, get that done. And then in the final one, it'll probably just be the spinning coaster. I'm finishing off like the station building and everything for the rapids. I want to try and make the rapids like really realistic. I'm not having a turntable. I've seen people like Digital Dan, for example, he made a turntable. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to have it as a standard conveyor belt, like kind of a bit like there's in one of the Universal Studios. I think it's one in Asia. They've got Jurassic World Rapids ride, and that uses that like normal conveyor belt kind of station. So I'm gonna go with that. But like, for example, the final lift hill, you get these little spinning wooden things, and that kind of guides the boat up onto the lift hill. Then obviously I'm going to add some like water tanks and stuff like that, just to make it really realistic, like the behind the scenes kind of thing for the rapids. I'm going to do that properly. But back to the recording here, you can see me putting in all this rock work. These pieces work perfectly. They're just like ruins. I don't know what pack they're from, but they work fantastically. I'm just like resizing them, putting them at a bit of like different angles, and it just looks like the big collapsed temple at the end. And then when I start adding in all the foliage, or like the palm trees and stuff like that, it just like blends in perfectly. You can't really tell that inside this building there's just a big metal building, really. Here I've done some sort of like food shack area. I did that off camera, but now we are building the actual indoor restaurant. If you've watched my other videos, you know that in each area of the park that we build, I want a sit-down restaurant. So there's a sit-down restaurant in all the areas, and then there's also, you've got your normal standard kind of food places, like where you can just grab something quick if you're in a rush or if you want to go on the rides, or you got the option of having the sit-down restaurants. This one's pretty, again, they're all pretty much like this. You'll go to the counter, you'll buy whatever you want, and then you'll go and sit down in the restaurant. So this restaurant's going to be, obviously with it being in the jungle area, I'm going to have it in this really dark environment. There's going to be a waterfall in here. It's going to be like a big cave you're in with lots of like torches, like flame torches on the wall. And then when we do get round to doing the dark ride, the final scene for the dark ride, I want it to go underneath the waterfall, so you can stand in the restaurant or sit and watch the trackless dark ride come through this waterfall area. I'll explain it when you see me start building that waterfall, but that's my idea. I wanted a bit of interaction, a bit like Pirates of the Caribbean at Disney. That does it. There's a restaurant and the boats go past right at the beginning. I think that's fantastic. I think it's really, really cool. And Blackpool used to do it as well. I can't remember. I've got like visions of it, but I can't actually remember whereabouts it was. But I'm sure where the River Caves is in Blackpool, there used to be a restaurant in there, and you used to have the River Caves that went past, and then above you had the mine, the gold mine as well. And then obviously when Wallace and Gromit, it got rethemed to Wallace and Gromit, they obviously made it so they put a roof in so you couldn't see the gold mine / Wallace and Gromit anymore. But then that restaurant seemed to go, I don't know why, but yeah, I've got a lot of like, blurred memories of that restaurant. I think it's where they do the Santa's Grotto, which is what we did in December. Again, if you know anything more about that, let me know down below, because I've just got very vague memories of it. But yeah, that's kind of my idea with this. I like it when you get restaurants that kind of interact with the rides as well. Obviously, this whole building with the station, the dark ride, and this restaurant is just one big show building. A bit like what I did over in the Greek area. We had the water coaster, we had the dark ride, and then we had a bit of a food area as well. It was just all one big room, big building even, and then they kind of like split it into the different rides. But here, that's the waterfall, so it's going to kind of, you're going to be able to see it through the waterfall, this final turn into the station for the dark ride, which I think is really cool. It just gives it a bit of edge, and it just makes it different to the other restaurants in the park. I obviously want variety. It's like in the China area, we've got that restaurant's more of like a buffet restaurant, where this is more of a, you go and grab what you want from the counter, and then you go and sit down. And this bit here that I'm going to put in, this is going to be a little pond area with like a little fountain in it. Again, it's going to be really, really nice in here. Like if this was real, I would probably eat in here most of the time. The atmosphere will be fantastic. It'll be dark. It'll be you'll just see these flame lit walls, and then obviously you'll have the trickle of the waterfall and the fountain as well. And I really like that in theme parks. And again, like the one at Pirates of the Caribbean in Paris, that's one of my favourite restaurants. I think it's fantastic. I think is it the Paris one that has that? I think it is. I think they all might actually. But yeah, I love going in there and just watching the boats go past, and that's kind of what I went with this. And then obviously this wall here, you won't actually see. It's gonna, the rock work's gonna all be more or less to the ceiling. And then the ceiling, I actually go in and put like some rope netting in just to kind of hide the roof, because obviously I didn't want to theme the roof, because a lot of these food places, the roof won't be themed. It will just be like the metal roof, maybe some light trusses and stuff like that. But with me, I didn't want to have just that, so I kind of themed it lightly with putting this netting up. You'll see, I think there's a restaurant at, is it Drayton Manor? The Pizza Pasta place there. They've got a really nice restaurant. I think their roof, they put like fake trees and like leaves and stuff up on the roof just to kind of hide the boring roof, basically. But I love these pieces that I'm putting in. You can just kind of just add them, overlay them, just kind of twist them around a little bit, and it just works perfectly. Also at the back of where you get your food, that's where the toilet's going to be. Where you can see I've already put it in there. And then I'm going to have an outdoor seating area as well for this area. So if you don't want to eat inside, if it's a nice day, you can go out. There's going to be some like cabana huts where you can just sit under if it's too hot. And then there's just benches everywhere really. But just boxing it in now, just wanted to get an idea of what it was going to be like in the dark. Make sure there's no light coming in the building. You can see here, I figured out how to put the torch on. Someone let me know in the last video, so thank you for letting me know how to do that, because that was one thing I was struggling with, was seeing in the dark. I used to have to delete parts of the roof just to allow some light in, so I could see what I was doing. But anyway, we're going to theme up around the actual counter area where you get your food. I kind of like the idea of having it not all like rock, so that's why I went with like putting a bit of this like thatch roof in, just to split it up a little bit, and it works. It's really good. I really like it. But now we're working on the outside bit, just getting that facade really nice. And this to the left here, this is where you'll go out with your food to eat outside, and you'll get some really good views of the area. You got the flat ride, which is going to be right next to this, and then obviously you'll see the roller coaster in the background as well. So I can see a lot of people using this area out here, and it's just another option if you don't want to eat inside, or if it's too busy inside. I can see it obviously being a very popular place to eat. You could just go and sit outside and just enjoy the sun and the park and the atmosphere. But the actual whole building, this whole area just looks fantastic now. I'm just filling in some gaps and stuff like that. But I just love how, from a guest point of view, you won't see any of that like warehouse, but from like us, you can see all that, like the metal roof and the fake facade basically. And that's what I absolutely love about this build so far. Just the realism mixed in with it looking really good as well. I'm really happy with how it all looks. This is the flat ride we are putting in. It's this one here. There's not many of these in real life, to be fair. Very rare, but I'll put that there. It's going to be, there's not really a theme to it. Again, I need a name for it though. I've themed it to like, again, it's just part of the ruins. The actual main stalk, I think I themed up to like just put some like rocks in and stuff like that. So if you guys can think of a name for that, that'd be brilliant. I'm just boxing in this launch section. So the roller coaster, it's got 3 launches. It's got one at the beginning, and then it's got the 2 here that go you kind of go one way and then you go do a bit of the ride and then you come back and do the other bit. So obviously I needed to theme it up. I love using them stone people because it kind of gives you an idea of how tall you need to make like fences and stuff. And obviously with this being a launch in real life, there'll be a lot of netting around just in case people get idiots that'll throw things on the track. So I thought I'd have to put these. I'll put these netting like around, which again it does ruin the view, but in real life you'll get these, especially in England, and some of Europe as well with health and safety. Yeah, you see netting a lot over like paced areas of rides or launches and stuff like that. So that's why I put that there. And then in the middle of the two launches, I'll put a bit of a catwalk in, just in case the ride breaks down. Obviously, the launches can be used as brakes as well. So if it does break down, you can just get off the ride, onto that platform, and then out where there's going to be a gate. You'll see me put a gate in soon. And it works. It's really good. Again, I'm trying to keep it realistic. I want it to be as realistic as possible, and yeah, I'm really happy with how that looks. Again, I need to put some like fencing on it, obviously, because at this point here, you can obviously fall and injure yourself. But yeah, just rocks now, just getting this area nice and themed. I do enclose this launch. I put like a bit of a hut over the whole top of it. I think I did that off camera though. That was a bit of a spur of the moment kind of thing. I just thought it needed something a bit more. It just looked a bit bland, really. So I do go and do that. You'll probably see it. In fact, no, you won't. You won't see it in the POV, because I think I did it after the POV. But you'll probably see it in the next episode anyway. But to the left there, that's the quick service food area where you can just get a quick bite to eat. I'm really happy with how that turned out. It actually didn't take me that long to build either. Again, I kind of wish I got that on camera. I forgot to record that. So unfortunately, you won't see me build that. But yeah, it looks really good. And it's just more food, because the one thing, I don't know if it's the same in this game, the one thing I struggled with the first game was it always going like, oh, you need more food, people can't find the food, and it was just so annoying. So yeah, I want to put plenty of stuff in, but yeah, just putting these fences in. It does take time to do this, but I do really like these fences. I think they look really nice. And then I need to go and put a few more footers and supports in for the ride, just to finish it off. But we are going to have a look around the area now. We're going to have a look what it looks like now that we've done all this work in this episode. I'm really happy with how it looks. So let's have a look. This is the overview. I'm really happy with how it looks. It fits perfectly. You can see it's not that big of an area. Down there is where the other coaster's going to be. But just look at that. I'm just really happy with how it looks. That second launch and the third launch looks really nice. That's the bar we built. This is the other flat ride. Again, I'm just in the middle of theming that up. Like there is still quite a lot to do, but I will do that off camera. There's no point. It's just basically just putting in rocks and more stuff. The thing that I'm really happy with this is I've seen other people's creations and they're just very over the top, and they're not very realistic. I think with this, it's themed well, but it's not themed ridiculously amount. Like with this area, I could have put hundreds of palm trees in it. It just wouldn't work, especially in like European climate. Maybe like I don't really know where this part will be based, but yeah, I've kept it really realistic as much as I can. This is a quick look inside the restaurant. I think it looks fantastic, all lit up there. I'll definitely eat in there if I could. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're new around here, please subscribe, like the video, and let me know down in the comments below for some names for the rides. Obviously, it's the river rapids and the two flat rides mainly. And we're going to take a ride on Jungle Run, which is the Vekoma triple launch coaster, family coaster that we've been building in this one. So anyway, guys, I will see you all in the next video. Bye.